Hello. Welcome back to YTPROTIPS. Have a great day to you. Today I have bring a new episode. This video is not a Photoshop tutorial. This is the first episode of Photoshop Basic. You can learn how to install Photoshop, which Photoshop version is matched to your PC, and you can learn more information about Photoshop by following this video. I believe this video is more important to who wish to learn Photoshop from basics, and who interest in learning graphic designing. Adobe's Photoshop is the world's most popular imaging and graphic design software used by photographers, designers, video professionals, and web professionals to create their work. When we look at the history of Photoshop, Photoshop was developed in 1987 by two American brothers Thomas and John Knoll. After 1 year they sold the software distribution license to Adobe Systems Incorporated, that the current owner of Photoshop and all Adobe products. As you know, there are many softwares developed by Adobe, like Illustrator, Premiere Pro, After Effects. These two American brothers still help to develop the features of Photoshop, even they sold the software. After begin to develop the software by Adobe company, they released many versions of Photoshop like below: 1.0, 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 5.5, 6.0, 7.0. The first version of 1.0.1 shipped in 1990, of the older Photoshop versions. The older versions ran to 7.0, and laid the foundation of all the tools you see today. And stopped the naming of Photoshop versions by numbers. Many peoples are identified, and start using Photoshop as a photo editing tool. After the version 7.0. Then Adobe start to release CS versions. Photoshop CS, version 8.0. Released on October 2003. Upon switch to the Creative Suite new branding. It was the 8th major version of Photoshop. These CS versions ran up to CS6. After the version CS6, Adobe released version 14.0 of Photoshop, as Photoshop CC in June 2013, and they are still releasing CC versions of Photoshop. You can go for Photoshop CC if you want to explore all the possibilities in the world of digital art in one tool. It will offer you the most advanced and amazing editing experience. You have to be willing to tackle the steep learning curve, and read and practice a lot of tutorials. The possibilities are endless. Now let's see what minimum system requirements needs for install Photoshop in your computer. For Windows, you need a system with Intel or AMD processor. With 64-bit support, 2 GHz or faster processor recommend. Operating system need, Microsoft Windows 7 with Service Pack 1, 64-bit, Microsoft Windows 10, with October 2018 update, 64-bit, version 1809 or later. RAM, 2 GB or higher, 8 GB recommended. Graphics card, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 or equivalent or higher. Hard disk space, 3.1 GB or more of available hard disk space. For 64-bit installation, additional free space required during installation. Monitor resolution, 1280 by 800 display at 100% UI scaling, with 16-bit color and 512 MB or more of dedicated VRAM, 2 GB is recommended. With OpenGL 2.0 capable system. Internet connection necessary. For required software activation, validation of subscriptions, and access to online services. For Mac OS, you need following minimum requirements. Processor, multi-core Intel processor with 64-bit support. RAM, 2 GB or more of RAM, 8 GB recommended. Graphics card, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050, or equivalent, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 or Quadro T1000 is recommended. Need 4 GB or more of available hard disk space. For installation, additional free space required during installation, cannot install on a disks that uses a case-sensitive file system. Monitor resolution, 1280 by 800 display at 100% UI scaling, with 16-bit color and 512 MB, or more of dedicated VRAM, 2 GB is recommended. Need capable system with OpenGL 2.0. Internet connection and registration are necessary for required software activation, membership validation, and access to online services. You can buy the software by Adobe official website or download directly from the links in this video description area. If you have any problem on installing or working with Photoshop software, please comment your problem. If you are new to this channel, like the video and subscribe us. See you in next video.